Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day. And, man, I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling something in my heart, in my spirit that I want to give to you all. And I'm in that type of mood where I'm ready to just let it fly and let the chips fall where they may. So I may hurt some feelings, but I'm just going to keep it real today. So what got me in this mode is I was walking to the GRINDcast studio with Josh and Alyssa and Big Perm waiting on me, and I got caught walking from my office. There's a group of young hustlers that are all just on fire and killing it in this group. And I'm talking about ages, 20 years old to 25 years old, and we got 20-year-olds that will make 50, 60 grand this month. 21-year-olds that are going to make, under 80, but more than 50, for the month. And again, I ain't selling nothing. I ain't trying to brag about nothing. I'm just keeping it real with you. And if you can't take that, then just click off and don't listen. But for those of you that are strapped up and ready to rock, this is how we're rolling today. And these are truths that I'm talking. And so I see some of these young people, and then they're surrounded by other people that are working together on that journey. And I know some of them are putting the work in and not getting that type of a result right now that some of the others are. And so spending some time with some people that are close to me that are in the process of building still in this business, which means they're not, they can see where they want to be. They're further along than where they were a year ago, but they're not as far along as they would want to be, and they're putting in good effort. And I just brings me back to realizing, when I first started in this industry and in this business, how frustrating the beginning can be, how frustrating life is, period. But the beginning can be when you really are getting beat up a little bit and you're not where you want to be, and you see people that are taking off a little bit faster than you. And so because they could be looking at some of the young people that are in their first year and saying, how can this person make 20 grand this week and I can't even make 2 grand this week? I don't feel like they're 10 times better, putting in 10 times the amount of effort and energy. And so I just wanted to encourage them. And so I just want to encourage you, with some of the things that I was saying. And that's, you got to understand that anything that comes easy typically don't last all the time. And so I said, if you stop setting your focus on this month and you do things with the mindset of 3 years from today, the majority of the people that are ahead of you that frustrate you because you're not ahead of them, you will pass up 90% of those people over the next 36 months if you just continuously show up, don't do dumb things, put in the work. Because people give up, people quit, people tap out, people start feeling themselves when they start doing good and stop doing the things that got them there. If you're just consistent, 90% of those people you're going to pass up, and the other 10% that you don't, you got to congratulate and not be a hater. Because you know what it took for them to get there at this point, because nobody gets a free pass. It just takes work. It takes process. It takes grind. And sometimes people that you're looking at, if you're wondering why are they doing so much better than me, and they're only here 6 months or 1 year, and it's not coming as easy for me. Well, for whatever reason, they're gifted with some gifts that you don't have. You got to keep it real. They might be, just like you'll hear David Goggins say, if you listen to David Goggins, he's like, man, you know how I had to get it? I had to tell myself, you're a dumb mother. I had to work harder than everybody else in school and keep it real with myself. I'm just not like these people. So I got to overwork these people. So for me, I started telling them, I'm like, man, how many of y'all in this room were 4-year starters in college? Nobody raised their hand. So I'm like, I'm not bragging. This ain't to pat me on the back, but I'm 5'7". And I started 4 years at safety in a Division II college. I had no business doing those things. But I made myself good. I wasn't 4.240 fast. I wasn't super fast. I wasn't super big. I didn't quit, and I made myself good because I continued to show up. In the summers, when everybody went home to smoke Black and Milds, everybody went home to roll blunts all 3 months long. Everybody went home to BS. I stayed with the few people. I stayed and worked hard every day, the majority of that summer. So when they came back, I was a different person. And so you got to understand, sometimes the gift and the blessing is if somebody else is better than you, for whatever reason in life, for whatever what made them as good as they are, and they just came out, they're just better than you. Like I played football with some people that just was better than me. It wasn't about work. They were just probably not putting in the work I was putting in. They was just better than me. They were just naturally gifted, dope athletes. But when I look back on it, as much fun as it would have been to be that person, it's rare where you find somebody that has that type of gift and then they match it with this type of grind. Because the gift that comes easy, usually those people don't learn. Not always. Sometimes you get a rare breed, and those are the people that you see dominating in the NBA like LeBron James. You'll see a rare breed that works hard as shit, and they were given a gift. But most people don't do that. You know how many LeBron Jameses are out there that y'all don't know about? That are sicko athletes that LeBron could probably even look back at as a kid and be like, man, you think I was a good athlete? I played ball with some cats that was just as good as me. They just never did nothing with it. Why? They probably got locked up. Probably got caught up selling drugs, messing around, something like that. I know I played football in sports with some cats that were in 7th and 8th grade, 4th, 5th grade. Some of these cats were good enough to be playing varsity high school ball in 7th grade. Like, they were good. And they never, when I look at it, a lot of them never, ever did nothing in college. Never played, started 4 years, never graduated. Because it's rare that you got that type of a gift and this type of a grind. And so sometimes the gift is the curse. And sometimes the curse is the gift. Because to me, being small, not being the fastest, that was the gift. Now, do I wish there was some, Dr. Burnett could give me some stem cell and give me an extra 4 inches, 5 inches. I'd be lying if I said I don't wish that I was 6 foot tall. But if I could pick the inside grind and mental toughness that comes from every day you got to get up and bring your best because ain't nobody giving you shit. And as a matter of fact, you got to make 3 plays for everybody else's 1 play if you just want a shot. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Because it still burns me every morning. I'm still mad about it. I'm still playing hard about it. And so when you see people that are better than you, stop crying about it. Just understand over 5 years, most of those people you're going to pass up if you keep working hard because they're going to quit, fold, make dumb decisions. And the ones that don't and keep going, don't hate on them, congratulate them. I'm proud of LeBron. I played against LeBron James. We beat him. When I see LeBron, I'm not hating on him. I'm happy for him. He's a billionaire. I'm not. But I'm a multi-millionaire, and I'm not mad at him for what he got. I ain't got to count his money. I'm happy with what I got. I'm blessed to have what I have. Sometimes people that do finally make it, if they see people that are a little bit further than them, they want to hate on them. just the fact that you're hating on them, I feel like puts you in a position that you're not ready to play on that level, because the people that play on that level and stay on that level the majority of the times don't spend their energy hating on people. So don't hate on them. Put more freaking work in and understand. Here's the whole social media thing that's going around right now. You know, there's the one, I just saw the video where the guy says, well, you know, my dad said I drove a truck or I walked to work and my son drove this and you drive a Cadillac and you all this, you know, and basically what they're wrapping it around is there's all these people saying the same thing out there, like they were the first ones to say it. I'll be the first one to tell you I was not the first one to say it, but I love it. And it goes like this. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. And the cycle starts over again. The hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak. And so one of the kids stopped and asked me, he said, well, how do you think you're going to be able to get your kids then to not be the ones that have good times and create bad times? I said, that's a great question. I think about it all the time because it's hard to find toughness in a comfortable environment. So I told him, I said, well, for my son, I feel like I can pull it off with him by making him play, you know, sports, having him play sports, being tougher on him with the position of love, but being tougher on him. As an example, he falls down. If I'm not around, he'll run to my wife or his grandma, either one of them, or Christy, the babysitter, or Maya, and they're all going to hug him and act like he got shot. Me, I don't acknowledge it. I'm like, come on, cut the crying out, stop it, wipe it off, you shake it off, you're fine. And then I get looked at like I'm a savage in abusing my 4-year-old son. But what I'm trying to do is not create a weak man already. Because even though I had a bunch of women around me that raised me, my mom raised me, my grandmother raised me, we were still in the age of going outside constantly to play. Where I remember getting my ass beat, literally, and no one around me to like say stop or feel bad or no, we're playing rough and tumble and it's 20 hood kids trying to chase you around with the ball trying to kill you. And then you get tackled and you throw the ball up and one person's dumb enough to catch it so somebody else can drag them and bust their face on the ground. And if you flick a stick off the one shoulder, it means you want to fight them and you just start fist fighting people. And nobody's around there to say, you know, he fell. But they would if I was around. The bottom line is I've told them I feel like I can do that through just being tougher on them, getting them, boxing with them, doing stuff like that. And I said my wife is also tough. So I know I'm going to let her handle my daughter. That's the hand that I was dealt. Now, if I didn't have if I'm a single dad and I had to figure it out myself, I would have a different answer. But based on the cards I'm dealt, I would let my wife handle my daughter and make her a strong woman. And I'm going to handle my sons because I know what it takes to be a man and she knows what it takes to be a woman. And my wife ain't easy to deal with. And so then I went on to tell the cats of like, look, when I first started dating my wife, she wasn't easy. And you guys can use your imagination. And I know I got game. So I'm thinking, well, usually I got game. I used to. And if I can't crack the code here, that means it wasn't easy for other people either because I can close. So when I realized she wasn't easy, I also realized I may have the potential to have a wife or a mother because I don't want a wife or a mother that's easy. Fun when you're 18, not fun when you're 40. And so you got to understand out there, things that are easy usually ain't what you want to be a part of long term. They ain't real. So I was telling the young cats, I was saying, now look, if Braden here, he made $17,000 this week. And it's not just this week, it's for the month, he'll probably make 60. He's 20. Can't get into the casino. And then I pointed at a bunch of other ones and I'm like, don't you think that if they're making that much money and it was easy, don't you think that would be a scam? Something ain't right if it's easy and they're paying a 20-year-old that much money. Something got to be wrong, illegal. Something's up. But it ain't easy. It ain't easy. That's why it's real. That's why the company's been around for 100 years, because it's not easy, but it's possible. What I want to encourage you guys out there to start thinking about, because it all starts in your head, the quitting thought, when you're not having the success as fast as you want, it all starts in your mind of I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I've been there. I thought about quitting, and I know where I'd be if I would have quit, and I'm so thankful that I kept swinging, because I was this close to quitting. And you gotta encourage yourself to think about where you're going to be 5 years from today, where you're going to be 10 years from today. Everything is working for you. And then if you don't believe me, maybe some of you will believe in the word of God. And it says in the Bible, it says, if you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. It's in the word of God. Now, I know there's a percentage of y'all that don't believe me and don't believe in God. And so I'll talk to you another day. There's probably a good chunk of you. I love you, though. Still got love for you. Just because you don't believe in the same God I believe in and don't believe every word coming out of my mouth don't make you a bad person. Trust and believe I don't feel that. But maybe just this, you ain't going to relate and connect to this one. But I'm telling you that in the word that I read, in the word of God, it says that if you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. You will have adversity. That's a fact. Is your strength going to be there, or is it not going to be? Is it going to be thy strength going to be small? Because ain't nothing good coming out of that. But strong people, strong men and women, strong people create good times. And that's all we're really out here trying to do, is provide good times for ourselves and for our family. So you got to understand the way to good times is you got to be strong. You don't have to be strong when everything's easy. That doesn't take somebody needing to be strong. You have to be strong when the cards are stacked against you, when the shit don't look that good, when the shit sucks. Because up until today, congratulations, you have survived 100% of the hardest days of your life. The hardest days of your life, think back to them. Lost your parent, lost your grandparent, lost a kid, somebody got sick, somebody quit on you, something happened. You had a bunch of hard times. You still here. You listening to this. You made it. Congratulations. This too shall pass is what you got to remember. Sometimes you're in the middle of it. You're in the eye of the storm, and it seems like it's never going to stop raining. It's never going to stop. This hurricane's never going to stop. This winter is never going to stop. It's always going to be winter. There's so much snow. But then, before you know it, top is down, sun is shining, convertibles rolling, and we're saying, man, how fast summer went. This fast. Bam. But winter, we was stuck in winter for a long time, but it's the same amount of months, but it sucks and seems longer when you're in the middle of winter. You got to remind yourself Summer's coming. Spring is coming. If you don't quit. And so some of y'all are in the winter season. You're in hurricane season. See, like everybody likes Florida. I love Florida, but in Florida, there's the Miami Hurricanes for a reason. Why you think they call it hurricanes? They ain't calling nobody in Pittsburgh the Pittsburgh Hurricanes because there ain't no hurricanes. You can't just live down in Florida for free. You got to deal with them hurricane seasons. You got to deal with the storms. You got to deal with that ocean. You better get some insurance if you live on the beach because that ocean could smash your whole building down. Adversity comes even when you live in a vacation place. But as human beings, we've been alive long enough so we know, hey, after winter comes spring, so I'm encouraged a little bit. Sometimes we need a vacation to get through it, but I'm encouraged that I know after winter there's going to be a better time. When you're in your life, you don't remind yourself that you've survived 100% of the hard days that you've had so far. You got to remind yourself, I've had winter before. And I remember making it to the damn summer. I've had winter before and adversity in my life. And the more times that you have adversity and make it out, the stronger that you become because you start realizing, if you remind yourself, I've been through so much shit before. If I didn't break already, I'm not going to break anymore. And I realize that everything that I've ever gotten good in my life has been wrapped in obstacles and adversity. What has ever come good in your life that you got good that came easy? If it came easy and it was good, it probably didn't last. Or somebody like gave it to you, like your parents, somebody must have gave it to you. I don't know. But usually anything that's worthwhile that lasts, think of anything great that's happened for you. And it usually is wrapped in problems, obstacles, adversities that you had to overcome. This is what you need to constantly remind yourself. And this is why one of my favorite books is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, because it starts in your mind. The difference between you and some of these people you look up to is only the difference between the way that you think, what you expect. Stop looking at adversity like you're shocked. I'm shocked when I don't have none. Because I know my next goal to help this many kids, to have this many youth programs, to do $100 million in business, I know that shit is coming wrapped up, not with a bow. I know it's coming wrapped up in problems and adversity. And I know that no weapon formed against me will prosper. As long as I remember that it's not me. I'm not God. I'm not that good. I'm not that special. I'm not the shit. I'm not the man. It ain't me. It's the Lord and it's the people that I'm surrounding myself with. And I'm appreciative of them and I'm appreciative of him in the situation that I'm standing in. That's the way that y'all got to feel. And understand and embrace the damn journey and the obstacles that you're going through and stop crying because it don't help shit. That's what I tell my son. Stop the crying. It's not going to make it feel better. The crying, the moping, the feeling bad for yourself is not going to help shit. As a woman thinketh, as a man thinketh. It starts in your thoughts. It starts in your mind. Kick them negative thoughts out of your mind when you're going through hard times and start reminding yourself that's what creates greatness. My vision and my dream is on the other side of that. And I'm in winter now, and I just got to start getting my swimming trunks ready and planning my outfits because in about 4 more months, it's going to be summertime. And I'll be out of this hole and it's summertime. See, sometimes you look at people that are in a season of their life right now that's summertime, and it's going to be winter on their ass too. And when they're going through their obstacle and adversity, you may not be going through yours at that time. You may be in summer. Sometimes it's raining in Pittsburgh and snowing, and I call my mom, and she's telling me it's hot outside. She needs to stay hydrated. She loves it. Sometimes it sucks over there. It's pouring down rain. It's hurricane season. Every day it's raining, pouring. And over here, me and Perm are riding around with the top down at 75 degrees and sunny. Sometimes there's adversity in your life. There's sunshine in somebody else's life. Sometimes there's sunshine in your life and there's adversity in other people's life. Stop looking at everybody that's in the sunshine moment of their life and thinking there's something wrong with you. That's the season you need to have to set you up for the next season. If there's no rain, we have problems with growing things, and farmers have problems. We have to have rain. Droughts come, and it's not a good thing to not have rain. In some areas, they can't survive and function. Where are we going to get water? But really, nobody likes to have rain. I want sun. And so we want no adversity. We want sun. We want great times constantly. But that ain't life. And you're good enough, strong enough, fast enough, built big enough. You got to win the battle in your mind and keep on pushing, keep on pressing. Now, people been messaging me. Alyssa gets frustrated. They don't follow the directions. But if you need help or you have somebody that is looking for mentorship and guidance, we started because of these messages. Go to cashmoneymentoring.com. And if you don't get a fast enough response going to cashmoneymentoring.com, we need to fire somebody. Joking, kind of. Or if you don't get a response fast enough, just hit me up personally and message me, and we'll get you rocking with some guidance and some mentorship. All right. Hey, if this helped you, share this with some other people so we can make a difference in other people's lives. I really appreciate the time you've invested today. And thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.